So as I'm starting this video off, I don't actually know what the fuck I'm talking about. Well, I know what I'm talking about, I just don't have a particular plan. Like normally if I'm doing a video about my favourite whatever, I'd write down a list of my favourite whatevers. But my brain's having a moment today, so we're not going to do that. Before I start talking about TV shows, I came to realise like a week after posting the video about my favourite films that I missed so many films off. Like I was struggling to fill the 5 slot, and I've thought of at least like 3 films that could have filled that slot since then. But oh well. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do that today, to be honest, because I've refilmed this video like 3 times at this point because I keep rambling and I keep forgetting what I'm going to talk about. So let's hope it's third time lucky. This first thing I'm going to talk about, all episodes are free on YouTube. I binge watched them all on YouTube and it made me obsessed with cleaning. Bit weird, I know. I'm not a particularly messy person. I don't think I'm a messy person. I've got a lot of crap. I own a lot of things, but I've got a bit of a thing about dirt. I don't like things to be dirty, you know. But this show made me obsessed with cleaning. Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners. It's so entertaining for some reason, and I don't know why. It's literally just a show about people cleaning houses. That should be the most boring thing known to man. But for some reason, I was so attentive. Like, I watched every single episode. I was so excited to come home from work and watch those episodes in bed. And when I got to the end of it, I was really sad. I was like, let's just watch clips again. Let's watch clips of the best ones. The offshoot of that show, which is the better version, Obsessive Compulsive Cleaners, Country House Rescue. Those are the ones I watched first, where essentially you've got two people that either have OCD or they have OCD tendencies, and they go and clean a big old country manor that's like full of like dead rats and old crap and like lots of dust, like, you know, really dirty old houses. And there are some rich old people living in these old dirty houses that haven't cleaned in like 50 years. And it's so gross, but it's so good, and I don't know why, because I would have never in a million years thought I'd be the kind of person that likes a show about cleaning, because I watched it because I like history. I would love to live in a stately home. Like, it's a proper dream of mine to live in like a big old stately manor. So I watched the show because I wanted to see what the houses were like. And then once I finished watching the country house version, I went, oh, I enjoyed that quite a lot. I'm gonna go and watch the regular version where it's the same concept, but the cleaner people don't go to a big country house. They just go to someone's normal house, just a normal house, and sometimes it's full of like dead flies and vomit and like cat shit, and you know what I mean, just really, really dirty normal houses, and they clean them. That's it. That's the whole show. But it's good. I was so enraptured by this programme. I've got no idea why. It's just, I don't know, it's just satisfying. And it made me, the next day, I went to the pound shop and I bought a load of bleach and I got a scrub daddy and I got a load of cleaning stuff and I just blitzed my bathroom and I was in there for 2 hours. 2 hours, 11 o'clock at night, scrubbing on my hands and knees, and I had a whale of a time. And I haven't even stopped since. I still do that, and it's thanks to this fucking programme. Honestly, I still rewatch it now. This next show, I also started watching around the same time as the cleaning programme. And the reason I watched this is because it came up on my, BBC iPlayer. That's it. It came up recommended to me on BBC iPlayer, and I kept getting recommended this programme on BBC iPlayer after I finished watching whatever else I was watching. So eventually I went, fine, I want something new to binge watch. I will watch this programme because fucking BBC will not stop telling me to watch it. And then it ended up being one of my favourite programmes. Dinnerladies. Victoria Wood's Dinnerladies. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you what this is about. It's pretty obvious. It's a British TV show about dinner ladies. That's it. It's just a light-hearted comedy show. It's something you can just sit back and watch and you can have a giggle and you don't have to think about it. You know, it's not like drama filled, it's not really high stakes. It's just a calm, funny show about dinner ladies. And it's just really entertaining. But you know what makes that show? You know what the best part of that show is? Julie Walters' character, Petula Gordino. I love that woman. Honestly, I think that she's one of the best characters in like British TV history. She's such a funny character. Honestly, best part of that show, hands down. But all the characters are good. I can quite honestly say there isn't a single character in that show that I dislike. Obviously, Petula is the favourite, but there isn't a single one that when they show up I'm like, oh, not this fucker again. You know, I like them all. Now, this next show, it's been a favourite for quite a few years. I think I watched it because Bernadette Peters was in an episode, or I might have watched it because Carol Kane was in that same episode. Either way, I watched it because one of them two was in it. But it ended up being a real scream. It's such a fucking funny show. If you're back on TikTok, have you heard that sound that just says, hello, I'm Shelley Duvall, like 6 times? That is from this show. It is Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theatre. Now, I don't actually like Shelley Duvall. I know it's her programme. She acts as characters in some of the episodes, but I just don't like her. I'm sorry. I know people love Shelley Duvall. I'm sure she's a lovely woman. I've got nothing against her personally. Her acting style really fucking pisses me off. Don't know why. I don't know why, but every time I see her acting, it just infuriates me. I don't know. I don't know why I don't like Shelley Duvall. I just don't. I'm sure she's great, you know. I just don't like her acting. But anyway, as you might have guessed from the title, Fairy Tale Theatre, every episode is just a retelling of a different fairy tale story. All it is. But every single episode has a different cast, and every single cast is absolutely stacked. Like, it's full of like A-list celebrities, or if you're me, it's full of A-list celebrities. And like, why is there so many good people in this? Best episode hands down, the Sleeping Beauty episode. Bernadette Peters is in it and Carol Kane is in it, so I was dying seeing them both acting in the same thing at the same time. I was not okay. But oh, it's so funny. Also, their version of Maleficent is Henbane. I also had to put a picture of her in. But honestly, fuck Maleficent. Better version. I love Henbane so much. She's so fucking funny. The villains are so incredibly campy and it's just hilarious. Every episode an absolute scream. Also, the king in the Fairy Tale Theatre episode, in the Sleeping Beauty episode, he's so funny. I love that character. He's got so many funny lines. Another good episode to watch, recommendation, is the Little Mermaid episode, because I find terrible 80s CGI really funny, and this has got some great terrible CGI. And the Sea Witch character, better than Ursula. Easy, I love the Sea Witch. And Helen Mirren is in it. Hello. Honestly, it's such a good show. It's absolutely stacked. It's hilarious and no one's ever heard of it. Obligatory middle segment. I'm a Drag Race fan. You might have guessed that just from looking at me. But it's where my heart lies. You know why I love Drag Race? One, because I have the personality and interests of a 50-year-old drag queen. I really do. I honestly really do. Because I watched Drag Race quite late. It was one of those things I always intended to go into because I'm a big old Broadway fan. I'm a big old classic Broadway fan. Like, again, I'm one of those people. And I knew that it would be my kind of interests and it'd be my kind of humour. So I always intended to watch it. But I watched it when I was in uni. And I watched it on my TV in the house at university, and my friends at the time, you know, were watching it with me. Like, I was watching it for the first time, they were rewatching it, and every single person said that I was the only person they had ever met who actually understood what they were talking about. And I was just sat there like, you guys don't understand what they're talking about? Like, all the references are exactly my kind of thing. Like, all the old Broadway references, all the diva references, it's exactly my tastes. I love the divas I have her out today. I have a tattoo of Patti LuPone. I have Bernadette Peters up here. I've got them all. You know, I know my stuff. Now I'm sure there are plenty more TV shows that I like. I know there are. This is the last one I'm going to talk about today because this is it's one of the only like favourites as such that comes to mind. It is Emerald City. If you saw my video of me talking about my style timeline, I spoke about Emerald City briefly there because I got a haircut inspired by one of the characters when I was like 16. It's, as you might have guessed from the title, it's about the Wizard of Oz, funnily enough. It's just a retelling of the Wizard of Oz, but it's a lot more mature. It's obviously made with an older audience in mind, and they add their own little elements in it. And you know, the characters aren't just the exact same retelling of, oh, this is Glinda, this is Dorothy, this is the witch. You know, it's not just like cookie cutter, these are the characters. They're all very nuanced, and there's a lot of like intrigue and mystery and like morally grey characters. And very, very sadly, it got cancelled after one season, which is really sad because it kind of ended on a cliffhanger, and you know, they'd set up season 2 really well, and now I'll just never know what was going to happen in season 2. So I guess I'm going to have to imagine my own ending. Every other time I've refilmed this, I've ended up going on to a rant about more TV shows, and I'm going to keep it to those ones because those are the only ones that I'm like, yes, these are really good. Because, you know, TV shows, binge watching a TV show, it's a commitment. Like, it takes a long fucking time. One show I watch quite frequently, Benidorm. Fun fact, I love a bit of Benidorm, me. As you might be able to tell from this, from like the genre of these kind of things, I like things that are easy to watch. I love the early seasons of American Horror Story. I used to love Steven Universe before they redeemed the fucking diamonds. I loved the mystery of Steven Universe. But not anymore because they fucked it over. But those are my top favourites. I am going to stop now before I ruin another take with a rant. Are you proud of me? Because this is one of the only videos I've made where I didn't go on an Amanda tangent. Oh gosh, I'm having the urge now. I will not go on another Amanda tangent. But a good show she was in, Ratched. I wouldn't like it as much as I do if she wasn't in it. But there we go. If you've heard of these, if you like any of these, if you're going to watch any of these, just tell me, yeah. Like, subscribe, tell me what you want to see from me because I could do favourite series all week, to be honest. I could do favourite books, but probably wouldn't be very interesting because it'd be Great Expectations, which I have 14 copies of, and Jacqueline Wilson. That's pretty much it. I love Jacqueline Wilson. But that is the end of this. I am going to shut the fuck up now. Goodbye.